All right, so we're going to be going through our Cosmic Crucible matchups here, and this was kind of an interesting one. Even like in the first one, as you can see, we have an extreme team with Dormammu here. So what we did is that initially, for transparency, we actually tried Hive-Mind, and I'll show you how that worked out. Obviously, we did not win it, but this was definitely a little bit of a better comp because we weren't entirely sure whether or not Superior 6 would still be able to beat this team in this room. So we'll show you exactly kind of how it works out here, but this was something like a minor punch up, right? And as we kind of get into it here, you'll kind of see how we start things off. So, you know, obviously the main goal is that you want to be able to get rid of Forge, but we actually, although we did kind of get rid of him, we still ended up facing he still ended up using his ultimate. So we went middle here. We wanted to make sure that we slowed down Nightcrawler and then we slowed down Gambit. And of course, we wanted to, it doesn't really matter who we picked. That was just, I selected for just because you're going to go after him next. It doesn't really matter who I selected there, but you can see we're going to start getting these pings. We thought, let's just slit here. Let's just slit this dude. Get the ability block on him. We eventually knew that we would drop Dormammu. We made a friend because we always like to make friends. Why not? All right. And then things kind of start to unravel here because as you can see now, like we're stuck behind the rogue taunt, right? And we didn't have the ultimate. If we had the ultimate, I think Spider Slayer would have been able to delete rogue, but because we didn't have that, we just ended up taking too many turns. Yeah, we killed Forge, but then because of Dormammu, he revived. But we were still able to recover from it, and you'll see kind of how that works out. So like, all right, let's turn meter, rewind here, Nightcrawler. Let's work this down. We did do the ult here, but although it slowed down Forge, it still ended up like speeding him up, right? So he takes his ult here, and this is where I kind of started to panic. I'm like, what the hell do I do now? So it's like, okay, we could go after Forge, but what's the point? He's already ulted. We might as well focus on the other characters at this point, right? So you're gonna see us just start like diving right into Gambit. Let's see if we can, you know, potentially get rid of him and get him out of the way. But my goodness, like his speed bar, he's still taking turns. The biggest thing is that we got rid of him before he did his ult, right? Because his ult in this room is devastating. So at least we got rid of the ult because him being under 200%, under 50% health, him being able to do an extra 200% damage, that ultimate probably would have cleared my entire team. So I was happy to get rid of this dude. We did the ult here, but it didn't have the same effect. It would have been better before when she didn't have defense up and all that. But at this point, it was essentially kind of just like a GG's. We're moving on from there. So the next fight that we go into, I'll let you guys want to see. Okay, fine. I'll let you see me at least kill maybe a couple more of these characters. But it was essentially GG's from here. We just took too many turns, and this ultimately did hurt us in the end as it pertains to points. So we'll talk about that in a little bit here. All right, so now it's just like, let's just delete her. If she would just literally just go down and get out of our faces, we would be good. But all right, you can see we were able to get through that matchup. Now the next one, we went into room 2. So room 2, we have this quick hold team right here. So as you can see, this is what we decided to use against it. So we went with Iron Man Infinity War here because of the damage boost. And we knew, of course, that like priority number 1, we got to stun Quicksilver. We got to make sure that I think we made sure that we ulted with the 2099. You know what? Let's just show you the matchup, right? I'm sitting here talking through it instead of just showing you exactly what we did. All right, so let's go. All right. So here, well, we want to ult, right? Of course, we want to make sure that we ult on Agatha so that we can steal the death proofs. Get the slows down. Then after that, we wanted to make sure that we stun Quicksilver with Spider Weaver. Then from there, I think what we did was we wanted to stun Wong here with Nova. Yeah, that's what we want to do. We wanted to stun Wong with Nova. The Strange Heartless is not really that much of a concern in this one. This one I think actually went fairly smooth. I think we did ult though into Strange, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think we not ult, specialed, I think, into Strange, or did we special? Okay, I think we specialed into Quicksilver because we wanted to also hit MLF. All right, and then here I mean, it doesn't really fully matter. I think we wanted to ability block Morgan Le Fay here. I believe that's what we, yeah, I think that would have been what we wanted to do. Ability block Morgan Le Fay. And then we should have been able to, yeah, I was going to say we should have been able to ping off Quicksilver here. And I think we wanted to ability block Wong right after that. And then we wanted to chain from Agatha because we would be able to hit Morgan Le Fay with the stealth. So boom, go through that. All right. Then we ulted Morgan because we wanted to see if we can get rid of her, which we did. Did you see that crit? Where do you see my crit? Hold on, how much did that crit for? Was that 3 million damage? I gotta see it again. We'll pause it. Wow. 3 million. That's impressive. All right, cool. And then this was just like, let's just have some fun here. I think we ulted, we slowed this down, and then we ulted with Iron Man Infinity War because we just wanted to see the damage. Look at that. Oh, it's so sexy. Oh, I loved it. Let's go. All right. And then, Wongers, we just took out Wongers after that. So that was room 2. So let's move on to room 3 here. So room 3, this is the same team that we tried, except for we tried Mysterio in room 1. So actually, I'll show it to you right now. So this is what we did in room 1. We used Hive-Mind with Mysterio because here's the thing, like season 1, right? Not for season 1, but the first round of a new season, you're essentially just trying to figure out a couple of things, what could potentially work, right? So we tried Hive-Mind with Mysterio, but what happened in this matchup is that Mysterio died, so we weren't able to actually get him to do his special to blind everybody. If we had gotten him to blind everyone, it's like, I think this matchup would have went superb, but it did not. And that's what hurt us on this one, man. So you'll see it here too, like what Hive-Mind is able to do here. Now, one of my biggest concerns is that this is a major punch up. We don't have enough damage here. And I was concerned that we were going to lose somebody like Gwenom, because my Gwenom is only like 170k. So, but I think if we had maybe like another 300 to 400k power on this team, this will work. But you'll see what happens here in this particular matchup. All right. Okay. So we go in. Yeah, of course, we want to use Lizard to clear off the buffs. Also, he steals a bunch of buffs too, right? So that definitely helps out the team. You see all the positive effects? Oh my gosh, this is absurd. Okay. And then, as you can see here, the team is just not big enough. They're starting to get mowed down. Robbie does his thing, then she goes off. He's blinded. Our Lizard's not big enough to really take on the damage. Those were gonna get flipped by not regular Doctor Strange anyway, so it didn't really matter. Then we were thinking, okay, well, let's try to ability block Robbie, because maybe that will give us a little bit more time. And we ulted it back into Robbie again to be able to then, of course, right, get and it just like from here, it just spiraled out of control. We couldn't land the stun. You'll see here, we were not able to land the stun on Robbie, which would have saved us a little bit here and given us some more time, but we were not able to do that. And it just, like I said, it just kind of unraveled from there. So I think this team works. I think, a 3-star Gwenom going into Diamond, probably, possible characters here, it's just not going to yield the same results. So I think, unless you have a bigger Hive-Mind team, now this was obviously a million punch up, so I probably shouldn't have tried this anyways, but I wanted to test some things out to see if it could work. So let's show you what we did do that actually did make this work. And you'll see why we wanted to try Hive-Mind in this room. First, it is because of this, right? It's ultimately because we wanted to save our new warriors, and you'll see why we wanted to save our new warriors when you see the other matchups that are here. So, of course, it's the same thing that you did pretty much basically in room 1, right? Special with Gwenpool, strip off those buffs, and then of course, I think right here I was trying to contemplate, like, what do I want to do? Do I want to ult here? Like, who do I ult on? And I was like, okay, well, we got to get Robbie damage, and I think we specialed here from Doctor Strange so that we could then, of course, do some more damage here over to Robbie, and then also do that over to Photon. And then we ulted here. I don't know why I was like fiddling around with it, but we ulted here because we wanted to be able to land potentially some blinds that would help us out. And then really kind of the rest of the matchup here is very easy. It's just, once again, I didn't want to have to use this comp against this. I was hoping to be able to save it, but my Hive-Mind is just not big enough, man, to be able to deal with this, bro. Come on. It angers me that this matchup was so easy, because it's like, I guess we could have tried it first, but we were hoping that we could save them for something else to then help us with efficiency later on down the road, which you'll see what team we were thinking about using them against here. All right, and then this is pretty much GG special here. Obviously on Black Cat, that should be able to get rid of Photon. I think we thought that it would clear off something off of Black Cat, but it didn't. And then, like I said, this is the gonger, the gong from Deathpool. Yes, I slowed it down because I was angry and I had to use this damn team, and then that's pretty much basically it. All right, so then next up here, so they put this team in room 3, which is interesting. We'll show you what they had in room 4. So in room 4, this was kind of like some fun little theory crafting here a little bit here. We decided to go in with Masters of Evil. My placement was initially wrong. I think I ended up moving Kang over here to get the evades and stuff like that. So all right, so then let's fast forward and I'll show you how this matchup went. Now we thought this could get interesting, and we'll show you why. So all right, so go in here. Okay, obviously, like targeting number 1, we want to be able to get Void Knight out of here. Like Void Knight is priority number 1. The rest of the characters, yeah, they could be important, but really Void Knight is the main guy that you want to get out of here, right? So we targeted Void Knight because obviously, of course, we wanted the stun to be able to control him. Then from here, we wanted to go out. I think we were trying to decide, okay, well, should we go after Gwenum or should we go after getting rid of Roblin or RG? Well, we can't call him RG, right? Because we already got a Red Guardian. And then here we figured go middle because then that would get rid of him anyways. And then of course, like this matchup is not complex after that. Like once you get rid of Void Knight, it's just like, who else do you want to target, right? It's just who else do you want to go after? Damn, that was a lot of damage though, wasn't it? Like that ult from Carnage. Okay, so it was 1 mil, but it's the bleeds and all that stuff too. Okay, so any crit. All right, and then we have that, and she goes off. I mean, Gwenum, I don't think their Gwenum was that big either. So again, this kind of became sort of an easier matchup at this point. It's not really like a crazy nuance to this. So that was it. Once again, that was kind of a strange expectation that we had, that we didn't expect that for this team to be into room 4 here. All right, so this one was a fun one. This is the tech room right here. So we decided they had their scroll on defense. I made sure to keep my scroll on offense because I was expecting that would be the case, that I had to face a scroll here, and I wanted to have the flexibility with using APOC somewhere else. So all right, so we decided to counter this here with Undying, using our scroll, of course, teaming up scroll with Vol for the expose, and then using Undying obviously to be able to have big time target Zugs instead of targeting anyone else was clutch. So you'll see how this matchup kind of plays out here. So let's actually dive into it. So let's see, fast forward here, they're spawning. Let's go. All right, so you'll see Big Time does this thing. He targets Zugs, obviously flips that, right? And then we see their scroll now. So we're able to target their scroll because he rewind them by killing Greg. So that we literally exposed here on their scroll, right? To slow down their speed bar. And of course, naturally, we kind of just had to use a special here when hit people in the face. Obviously, of course, we weren't going to be able to gain the taunt from that. once again, really good targeting. Like he targeted our Greg. So like he didn't land exposed on any one of our characters, which is phenomenal, right? And then here we had to make sure that we targeted big time because we needed to make sure that he doesn't do any more damage, but then also he would start killing some of his characters too, which then would, you know, positively impact us also. Right now, I was a little scared here because I'm like, oh my gosh, like don't kill my Vol, don't kill my Vol. This plan is ruined if it does. We targeted Ant-Man here because we wanted to make sure that we were able to then chain over back to their Super Scroll by taking off that stuff. And of course, we were able to gain Safeguard. Their scroll, I don't think their scroll should not gain Safeguard from what I remember here. And then it was just like, okay, who do we want to target? I think we wanted to stop targeting big time. So I think or did we just target him anyways? Yeah, we did. More bleeds, right? And then here though, I think we wanted to start targeting over in the direction of Yellow Jacket so that we can delete some of their characters, which ultimately was going to speed up their scroll anyways. So that could have been risky, but we kind of wanted him to go, was the idea here. I don't know why I'm taking so long to do it. All right, let's go fast forward to where I do it. All right, there we, okay, slow it down. Okay, now do we do it? Listen, this matchup required some thought here. All right, so I think we eventually did go over this direction. We did target and we did special over here, right? Landing the expose on them. He's doing his basic. Once again, you know, he cannot gain Safeguard because he has the expose. Then we were gonna ult. We knew that they were going to ult as well, or that their scroll was gonna ult too. But from this point in time, it's just GG's. It's a done deal right now. All right, so that was it. The MVP once again and always is Greg because the targeting was perfect. The beginning of the matchup, big time targeting Zugs, and then of course hitting Greg, and then literally of course their scroll going after my Greg made things so easy, right? All right, and then here we have this last room. So you'll see the reason why I didn't want to use my new warriors in that other room, because we were hoping to be able to use new warriors right here, which have been like a smooth efficiency cleanup. But unfortunately, we used our Hive-Mind, it didn't go well, and we were forced here to just use our Apocalypse. We probably should have used Apocalypse somewhere else earlier. We probably would have made it a little bit easier. Use the Eternals, Omega Red, and then of course Nick Fury. Now, one thing I will say, in this room, we were like, yeah, we're gonna be able to use Nick Fury and then speed up Apocalypse, and then he's gonna be able to slap people in the face. But that was not the case, because guess why? Because in room 6, lose their buffs. So we did not play that out very efficiently well. So let's dive into it here. All right. So you'll see the matchup. So here I'm like, we're gonna special with Nick Fury, and then he's gonna give them buffs. No, he won't, because he loses in this room. So then we were like, all right, let's just bring out some friends, right? Let's go. Let's bring out the minions. Eventually, I did it after I was processing what the hell do I do now after we do, because we're not able to do the special. So let me stop. Let me just let it play out, and you can see what happens. All right, so I'm feeling around. Eventually, I do hit the ultimate button. All right, there we go. Good job, Goofy. All right, so then we hit that. We get some nerds out there now. Once again, good targeting, ideally, kind of in a way, because I wouldn't have wanted Icarus to go first. I would have preferred Cersei to go first in this situation. So I actually didn't mind the targeting with Rogue there. And then it was just stop hitting Red Hulk. Stop hitting Red Hulk. But let's target Braun here. Yo, this matchup is gonna, at the very end of this matchup, you're gonna see some crazy nonsense that killed our efficiency. All right, and then we decide, all right, let's just go ahead. Let's go ahead and ult here. I think we were kind of like overthinking it, but we needed the turn meter, especially on some of the characters like Braun in particular here. And then it was just like, you know, I was contemplating the special, but then I was like, you know, why not? Let's just do the ultimate here, so that way we can make sure that we get rid of Red Hulk entirely. and then we can work down the rest of the characters. Let's get rid of Abomination. Let's get rid, well, after he ults, after he taunts, but let's get rid of She-Hulk. Let's get rid of Abomination. Let's get rid of Brawn. And then we sit here for 3 minutes. Oh my goodness. We sit here for 3 minutes. For my island people, 3 minutes. We sat here and waited for Hulk to die. He is a 1 diamond healer, like ISO Blue 5 healer. And we were just sitting here with this man doing God knows what. By the way, I probably should have basic there instead of actually specialing, but because the basic does a little bit more damage and potentially would have killed him. So that was like efficiency killer number 1. And then just the efficiency killer number 2 is this fool right here, just not going down. I'm not gonna let you sit here and go through it, but let's fast forward. I'm telling you, it goes all the way down to the wire. It got to the point where the only way that we could kill this fool, look at this. Only way that we could kill this fool is by Apocalypse getting his ultimate back again. Do you know how stupid it is? If it wasn't for Apocalypse getting his ultimate back again, we don't win this matchup. We don't full clear this all. We don't one-shot this. Oh my God. You see it? 20, look at that, 18 seconds, guys, 18 seconds. He backhands him, and then after he backhands him, he's about to take a turn, and then he finally just claps him. And then, oh my gosh, that was absolutely insane. But that was the first round here, and I'll show you where the numbers land. So if we jump back into game, you'll see here that Commandante, he came in, he got the win. Congratulations to him. Now, this was a little bit of a punch up. It wasn't a crazy punch up. It was like an 8 million punch up or so here. Let's see how he did on this is the 2 rooms, right? 1 and 3 were really the ones that took it out for me because we tried Hive-Mind. So we'll know not to try Hive-Mind in some of these rooms as again. Defense though, this is what I had. He used the Superior 6 to be able to get through this. That makes sense. Here used Emma Nova to get through that. Okay, this is where he failed. So he tried to use Pegasus against his team, and I can see where lost a little bit of that, especially on the turn bonus too. Even when they went back in, the efficiency bonus there, they're definitely an efficiency killer. And then a room stage 4, we tried Cap. This I'm learning gets beat fairly easily, guys. Like Captain America with this room here, it's fairly easy to beat. I would say honestly, I would probably avoid using this. It's not really as complex as people think. If I were to play the replay, it was like kind of easy. But now, to be fair, they use APOC, they use Kang. You know, you have some strong characters here, so it was kind of easy to get through it. And then, of course, Undying, they use that. This Infestation team, I'm not going to use that on defense again. I think the power play here is going to be that in room 3, the power play is going to be using Extreme, because with Extreme, you are able to they're able to get the small with the buffs, and then they're just going to continually get more buffs. Superior 6 is not going to be able to work in that room. They're never going to be able to hit them. So I think Extreme is going to be the team that you're going to want to put in here. And then I'll show you my room 5. I use Gamma, and this is what I wanted to use against their Gamma, right? Was using my new Warriors team, because that's an efficiency good matchup. So listen, first round, we got through it. We did things and stuff, and we lost the matchup, but we learned a lot, right? Primarily, if we had just not used Hive-Mind in that second room or in the first room, with experiments in there, that we probably would have been fine. But you can't win them all, guys. We appreciate y'all watching the video. Hopefully you learned something from this experience. And until next time, guys, y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe.